You go to the show with last night.
I didn't go to the show last night.
You ain't got to lie. 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 You ain't got to lie.
Cool. Dread Avenue Podcast, episode 20.
What up?
What's up, guys? How's it going?
How's it?
How was the week?
It was a crazy week. It's been a crazy month for me.
Is it?
Recently turned 31.
Hey!
Ooh, happy belated. Oh, this guy doesn't say anything, eh?
But yeah, like it's just been adjusting. You know, I got a new gig and stuff. So,
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that. Like, how's that going, man?
It's been rough, but
So you got a new job, basically.
That's nice.
You'd been a struggling artist for like.
And then the Dread Avenue was like, nah, come through, you know.
Let's give you something to do at least.
You know, let's come give you some blessings out here.
yeah. So yeah,
That's been good.
enjoying the environment, enjoying the company, loving the team as well. So very excited.
So what did you do for your birthday, dude? Because I know you lived.
I went to Clarence. So I was in Clarence for a few days.
Clarence.
Yeah.
Where's Clarence?
It's outside of Free State. Yeah,
Is it?
on the outskirts of Free State. So did some amazing
I saw you on
activities.
some like these bikes and
the quad bikes.
Yeah,
That was amazing. So we did a 16-kilometer mountain drive.
Do you have any pictures, bro? Like you need to like see.
I've got so many pictures. I'll show you guys.
Nah, dope. You'll show, and then we'll like add them to the.
You already know.
Podcast. Bro, how was your week? Do you change?
I don't know, my whole week
I
from
know you went
last
to
week.
Durban.
Yeah, me, dog. You know, was in Zimbabwe, but we were out there as an organization, at the Africa Ofela organization. We were out there to show some love and support to the community of Enanda.
Okay.
One thing they don't give tunes props for is his public speaking. Like,
Bro, I saw him. Dude, I saw him like one of the videos, right?
Yeah.
Where he's like doing the whole thing. Like I was like, hey,
tunes, shout out, man.
Nah, but yeah, man. Africa Ofela was out there donating clothes, blankets, and books. To the because I mean, like 120 families, dog. They stay inside that community hall, dog.
Wow,
it's crazy, bro. Like
was it the families that were affected?
It's the families that were affected with the flood and the rains from in Durban.
Yeah.
So it was like one of the villages. Okay. If I can put it in a way. So yeah, man, we actually went out there. They showed us love. We had Jumbo. We had Miss Obab Andile Gamachola.
Okay.
I mean, just the councillors of the area. So,
That's
man,
big,
it was really amazing.
And you went in your professional capacity as what do you call associate director of?
Man, you know I'm the deputy. I'm the deputy chairman.
Deputy
you know.
chairman. There you go.
There's levels to this thing. There's levels.
Nah, man. You know, giving back has always been a thing.
That's amazing.
So you know, I had to start something with my aunt. And man, we pushing.
Bro. I was in Ethiopia, like
Hey,
first time, dude.
bro,
Like
it was
it
amazing.
was nice.
Yeah.
You know when you hear about Ethiopia, you're thinking like, hey, bombs like
I also saw you.
dropping and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But hey, we landed, bro. The chicks there, my guy. The women in Ethiopia, guys.
All I can say is, well, how did you leave me, dog? That's all I can say. How was I left behind, dog? I got my passport and everything.
Women there, bro. You know, fun fact for me was I'd never figured out like why Ethiopians look the way they did, right? You know, they've got like a unique like look, features, like their hair's a bit like different, they're dark.
Yeah.
But you can see in Ethiopia from miles away, like that's you know, I never figured out that it's because like they're part like African and Arab.
Oh.
Did you guys know that?
No.
Nope.
But I do know there are some Arabic descent.
Yeah, like
I read
it's
that.
All I know is that they got some fine mommies, though. Okay. And I like it with the eyes closed, like where you can only see the eyes, like just give you some other mystical.
No, next time we'll take you with. But
take tunes with.
For the sake of time, we'll jump right into it. Right, we got a special guest with us today. You know what I mean? We've been trying to get her on the podcast for like
for a while,
little bit of time now, and
very hectic.
Finally, right? Finally, we have her with us today. So we have Wewe in the building, guys. Like clap for her.
Shout out.
Wewe. You know what I mean? Like nice to have you on the podcast.
Yeah, thank you for coming through.
Thank you for coming through, making the time. Unfortunately, the lady that was supposed to be with us today also had a situation. So we'll try to make sure that we have some feminine energy.
Yeah, it would have been nice.
You know what I mean? But it seems like you're doing great already. You've kind of settled in. So, like, I think for the audience that don't know you, right, it'd be good to know, like, what you're about, who you are. You know what I mean? Just a little brief, like, intro of who Wewe is. Yeah.
Okay. So thank you so much for having me. Thank you for being patient.
No, man, we understand.
No worries.
Thank you for being patient. So my name is Wewe Buthelezi.
Okay.
I am a political science graduate.
Right.
Continuing my studies.
Okay.
Hopefully,
Okay.
you know.
All right.
And I am the founder of Clique Book Club Foundation.
Yeah.
We've been doing such great work, hey? So mainly about me. So I work for the EMS, the Emergency Management Services. And I work under the peer division.
Okay.
So we specialize in public information and teaching the community about basic first aid as well as basic fire. Because now, especially because it's winter, we get a lot of incidents, especially in red zone places. You know, so that's basically what we deal with. What I deal with at work, professionally.
Yes.
But besides that, my baby is the foundation, and
How long has the foundation been running? Like,
it's been 2 years now.
Is it?
It started in 2020.
So it started in COVID?
Well. Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect timing. Like,
Right?
People had to read. You couldn't go anywhere.
How did you guys adjust to like COVID and everything?
So would have like visual like reviews.
Okay.
You know. So we tried my partner and I so I started the foundation with Mpo.
Okay.
We actually met at a dentist and she had a book and and I always carry a book, right? But that day I was like, I don't want people to think
me,
you know
stereotypes.
Exactly.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I saw her with her book, I was like, but why didn't I
bring mine
bring my
also.
book? And I've always had this thing that I want to start a book club because I just wanted to change the narrative of black people and non-readers, you know, in our community. And people thinking it's a white thing to read, even to your kids. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I approached her and I was like, you know what? I want to start a book club. Let's do it.
Wow.
And you guys just gelled clicked from
and
there.
we've been friends since then.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
But how's that? Like, how's that going? If like, I just wanted to ask because mostly the girls that we know from like the hood, like when you start talking about books, it's like,
It's a turn off.
oh my god,
It's a turn off.
god, what the?
If you say like,
What you talking about?
What you talking about? I know
read.
not all. I know not all.
what are your hobbies?
Oh, dude.
I read.
I play my piano. Let's listen to some piano. But yeah, I just wanted to just ask, in terms of like the book club, you know, understand? Is it like only for females or even males can join? And how long has it been running? And what are your plans with it? Like, what do you want to see coming from the book club? What's the impact that you want to have?
Oh, we have really big plans when it comes to the book club.
Nice. I like it.
And you know, I was telling my partner the other day that, you know, it's so overwhelming thinking about the dreams I have of the book club and the impact. For me, it's about the impact. And having a child look up to me and say, you know, one day I'd love to create something and impact the community as a whole, you know, because I feel like we've lost the essence of Ubuntu. And, you know, like just caring about me because you're my brother and don't look at me in a transactional manner that I literally need to give you something for you to even hook me up with a gig. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it takes a change of mindset to get there.
Right.
You need to think in a certain way. You need to be in a certain environment. You need to chill with certain people. And that does not mean you think you're better than others. It means there is there's something that you're looking towards to. There's a passion and something that you want to do. And not just for you, but for a larger number of people.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. That's amazing. So, like 2 years, like, how does this work? Do you guys have like weekly meetings or monthly?
Like in terms of reviews.
Reviews.
Yeah.
How do
books.
So,
because I think a lot of people actually don't know what a book club is as well. Like, you just think club.
Yeah. we're in the
You
street.
understand? Like, we're thinking, oh, we lit.
We're reading books at Taboo.
So like, I think it would be good for the audience to know
Yeah,
what is
maybe
a book
unpack that
club.
for them,
Like,
yeah.
you know, what is it about?
Okay, so for now it's only just for women.
Okay. Ow, guys.
The way we get
You
sidelined.
understand? Like, we're already trying to throw our,
Hey, you guys
selves
can
in
be
there.
so disruptive. So for now, it's just like for women, and I'm proud to say we have graduates, we have really
that's amazing.
stunning women. You
That's
know,
amazing.
so. How we've done it is that we also don't want to create space for people to just occupy space when they don't actually want to be there.
Right.
So we have a contract.
Okay.
So you are screened. It's like being accepted as a member of our book club is not automatic.
Okay.
You need to be screened, and we need to find you as a good candidate, basically.
How do you do like
Yeah, how do you
background
determine
checks?
that?
Like,
No, we
look
look
at
at
your credit score. Like,
Yeah.
are you included in regular standing at church? What is the process? Like,
so it's not really that deep. We don't do like a
But
credit
you made it
score
sound so deep. I was just like,
you
yo.
have to make sure.
Okay.
You know?
check. So
Yeah.
we check your social media accounts.
Okay.
You know, the type of person that you are.
Okay,
You know,
okay,
because
that's
then we want to bring someone that is going to add value. We adding value to it. I'm not getting paid for the book club, but I mean, today I'm here. I took my time from being with my kids to
Right,
be here.
right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah.
So it's a month-to-month based book club.
Okay.
So how we've made it fun is that one person will pick a book, and then you pick a restaurant as well. So
Okay.
we all love wine.
Oh, yeah.
Just,
So weird.
okay.
So we normally say we read between the wines.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, like, it's not like you read before you come and then we discuss the book. It's more like we read it together.
No. You do
No.
read it at home. So after like one review, you have like 3 days for the next member to choose a book.
Okay.
Then the member will tell us where to get the book and how much it is. And then we get the book, we read it, and then end of the month, we all gather together and we talk about the book and
Nice.
what the book, how you related to the book.
Okay.
How you think we can use the information that you got from the book to inspire other kids.
Absolutely.
Is there specific genres of books that you guys like
No.
read, or is it?
No.
They don't read Goosebumps. So what was that?
Really, really hard.
What you want to read? Peppa Pig. Nah, they don't read Peppa Pig, man.
I mean, guys.
Like,
Yeah,
what
it
kind of
is.
books?
And
you know?
from how, like, what's the age limit? Like,
You know, I once had an interview, right?
Yeah.
And this lady asked me, so what's the age limit?
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, the thing is, we've created a space where you get to belong in a certain group.
Right.
You know, you get to have a sister that you can actually talk about another guy that you like, but you married.
Right.
And you are not judged for that.
Oh, it's like
Oh,
there's
so it's the same.
NDAs because what you talk about
contracts.
yesterday? Yeah.
Exactly, you know what I mean?
Okay,
So now it becomes a problem when we talk about
here.
I'm okay with being a side chick, but there's another member that's married.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So we're also trying to find ways where people can still be open to
Yeah.
talk about how they see things. Because how you see things might be different from mine, but I can learn something from you.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So in regards to age limit, I can say for now it's
Yeah.
38. You know?
And above.
No,
Oh,
so it's
damn.
from 18 to
Okay,
38.
to 38.
Okay.
Okay.
18.
Yeah.
18 now, dude, you know how women mature more than
Yeah, exactly.
men. So
Yeah.
by 18,
But what
she
about,
already knows.
you start love. You know, the right time to love books is like when you're young. For me,
Yeah.
I think
or
you're
maybe
right also.
I don't know. It's
Because
different.
I know even when I
Because
was
you
in high
forced
school.
maybe when you're still young.
When I was in high school, right? That's when I had a genuine passion for reading. Do you know what I mean? Like you'd be
Where you actually finish
yeah, like
books.
you'd be in classes there and like
Yeah.
you'd like write stories, like
Yeah.
you know, whatever. And then when I got to varsity, hey,
It's like, hey, I need to read to understand so I can, you know.
priorities change.
Yeah.
But I just like the fact that we're actually having these conversations in the black community as well.
Yeah.
Because book clubs are things that we see on TV, right? And it's usually our
Americans.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So actually emphasizing the importance of it in our communities is something that I'm actually happy that you're doing in your capacity as well. Now, in terms of another issue that's close to that, I think it just, kind of goes to like literacy in our community, right? To say, I mean, we were looking at some stats that were quite shocking, right? About 14% of people in South Africa, as an example, actually literate. You know what I mean? And do you think in any way it has to do with the reading culture, or, what do you think that why we're in that state?
So there are a lot of dynamics when it comes to that, right? And I always say it's not just the teacher's responsibility to teach your child how to write and read. Like as a parent, if you're going to take your child to daycare and not even ask about the curriculum, you have failed your child. Like we... just to add on what we're talking about, so we don't even exclude like young kids. We actually go to homes and read for kids.
Oh, nice. That's amazing.
We actually now planning in the process of getting a mobile library to go to different parks and invite kids to come and sell books to parents so that they can start the culture of reading to their kids. So with your question, it's parents need to understand the importance of helping teachers in order for us to groom the kids that we want.
Absolutely.
You're saying something powerful there, because I was actually speaking to... So I played with tennis during the week, and...
I got some tennis rackets that I've never used.
Can I have some? Just comb my hair, make
this guy, like, he's a doctor.
Yeah.
He actually teaches at the University of Pretoria, and he was telling me that when I have kids, he was just giving me advice, like life advice. And he was saying that when it comes to like children, especially when it comes to like their homework and stuff, you need to actually be very present until grade 9 or 10.
That is so true.
Because if you are not present, if you blink once...
But that's what, for me, bro, the challenge is, it's a culture thing, I think, where, especially Tina, who were brought up in the 90s, right? Like, we are the parents now. And culturally, we've lost that thing of valuing certain things like that, like reading, being literate. As all we're chasing is money, you know what I mean? And that influences everything
when you read
we
nowadays, I think, like if I read a newspaper, it's very passive reading. It's not reading as a study for me to actually really understand. So that's like where I think there's a serious gap that a lot of people are reading, but they're not really reading to sort of understand. Which is
even on that note, I don't know if you've noticed this, where like, in terms of just your creativity, right? And your ability to like dream and like, visualize things. When you read, you strengthen that muscle. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Big.
Instead of like watching TV or stuff, like when you read stuff and you interpret and you know what I mean? You become more creative in how you see things. And I think we've lost those things in our society, right? Where even when we think about creativity now, we just think being like a rapper or like an actress or, do you know what I'm saying? Like we don't have like people that are just genuinely creative.
That's true. That's true.
Now, do you also, actually on that note as well, something that I found interesting is, I think there was a stat also that was looking at how the progression of young black children that come from like maybe the less privileged communities is kind of hampered in terms of their growth, because we're only reading in English, right? We're only reading in languages that are not ours. So now you give a child a book to study in a language that they're not even familiar with. Right? Like, what are the impacts of that? Do you know what I mean? So, do you think that we need more books in our schools, for example, in local languages? Or do you think, because what's the solution of bridging that gap, right?
You know what? We can't run away from the fact that we're black.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we can't run away from the fact that we come from somewhere.
Right.
People need to understand and people need to acknowledge that we come from somewhere. So with that being said, there is. I don't see anything cute with my child not knowing how to speak isiZulu. There's nothing cute. And it's because I also feel like I don't blame such parents. It's because we have been programmed that your child looks smart if your child can speak English, if your child is fluent, if your child can twang.
Right.
You know, that means your child is smart.
Yeah.
But how is your child supposed to relate to his cousins or her cousins? How are they supposed to play? You know? So I feel like people look at it in a much more broader way. But if you narrow it down, like the essence of being at home and playing with your cousins, if there's a family gathering, and that's why we then saw the need for youth development to strengthen character, because now the child becomes so reserved. They suffer from confidence and low self-esteem, not because at school they're being bullied, but because of what you've taken away from them.
Right.
You know? Now they can't even communicate with the people that they love. They're siblings.
Right.
You know, so it's that deep.
Yeah.
You know, it's really deep. And I think that's why we have now collaborated with Nkanyezi Foundation.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, yeah.
How's that going to work?
You guys did not ask me about my weekend. I was doing parcel distribution
No,
weekend.
no. We were going to get to that.
Well, once we're getting there.
We've done our research. We know all these things.
We know you flew into.
I hate. Okay. But this partnership, tell us about it. So, like, how is that going to work?
So, we sat down with my partner Ompo, and I was like, you know what? The essence of the foundation was to start a stage whereby the sense of Ubuntu can be done through books, through literature, with like conversations and exchange of wisdom. You know, because you know. I'm very privileged. I mean, I was raised by my granny, and sometimes when I speak, people are like, "How old are you?"
Wow.
And I always say, "Guys, I'm not smart. I live with such a wise woman."
And just on that note, actually, like just talking about your grandma for a little bit, like, what is her history? What did she have? Like in terms of her education.
That's the thing. My granny is not even that educated.
Do you see what I'm saying? We were talking about this the other day, where it's like our elders, like there's so much wisdom and knowledge that they have based on their upbringing.
Yeah.
And
right? And experience that you won't even find from a professional doctor, from a psychologist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and we should actually value that. We were talking about that just in our last episode.
Yeah. That's why in Zulu they say indlela ibuzwa kwabaphambili. It means the road is asked by those in the front.
Okay.
You just had to
Like,
hey, the drama. Yeah.
On a more serious note.
Yeah.
Me, I just got like, I wanted to ask for somebody like me, nah?
No, we'll get to that. We're on the partnership. I'm sorry. We're on the
cool,
partnership. Like,
yeah.
how is the partnership going to work? And
so we are bringing the literature aspect of fighting social ills.
okay.
And because they've already worked with people, so they are the drivers of collecting food parcels, you know, because we are just stepping into that environment, right? So I think it was a month ago, we had our first collaboration event.
Okay.
And it was amazing. So the event was for young girls, teaching young girls about hygiene, giving them sanitary towels, and basic toiletries.
Can I just ask, not to be sexist, but it feels like it's very female focused.
Okay.
Where are our brothers?
Okay, no.
Let's talk for the brothers.
Okay.
Please.
I'm glad you're actually raising it, because a lot of people raise it, right? It's not because we're more focused on us.
Okay.
But the fact that we can't run away from the fact that most things, even though they don't affect us as much as they and even though they affect you guys more than they affect us, but it's not yet recognized.
Okay.
Do you understand? So what we're trying to do is, even with the event, my partner is actually saying that, but we should have brought in the boys, because when we're teaching these girls about sex, they don't have sex by themselves. You know?
Of course, it's a conversation that requires both parties.
Yeah, you know? So we are not neglecting the boys. Actually, our next event is for the boys.
Is it?
Yes.
Can
but
we get invites?
I would love for you guys to be there.
And it's Father's Day next
Yes,
month.
and you guys can come donate,
Of
right?
course, we can come and see the whole night,
shebang.
the whole production.
I would really love that.
Okay.
But on that note, you know, I always tell my partner that I would love to have just boys, because I relate more to boys, and I feel like there's so much that women can do to help raise good men. You know, in the car actually coming here, we're talking about dating, and you get a lot of guys that will say, I mean, I got so heartbroken so many times, I don't want to date anymore. But we fail to look at our past traumas, especially for you guys.
Yes, because you know what? I'm glad you touched on that. Because, I mean, was it last week? Last week, right? With another gender-based violence situation where a lady was shot by her,
Oh, yes.
by her boyfriend, right?
Yeah, I actually
9
saw it
times
yesterday.
or something crazy like that, right? And for me, that's one thing I wanted to find out from a woman's perspective as well. Like, why do you think causes a man to act out like that? I have my own opinion about it, right? And I'll share that. But from a woman's perspective, it's like, why do you think what drives men and our engagements with women to get to that point where we can't communicate?
Okay, so this is my opinion, guys.
That's no, it's about community. Yeah.
For me, people have lost the essence of learning about one another. So now we hook up, we go have drinks, and we shag, and we don't even talk about, so do you want to have kids? So how was it growing up? Did you have your mom and dad? Were you raised in a stable home? You know, which schools did you go to? Are you a Christian? Or do you believe Gumadlozi?
Right.
You know? And then you at a point where you're actually saying, but I don't think this guy is for me. And now it's 4 years in the relationship, and you feel like you've invested in me because now I'm doing my doctorate and you've been paying the fees. You know?
Like you own me.
And you feel like you own me because you didn't do it out of love. You were investing.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Kanti, if you do something because, no, actually, Nyamtanda, you know, I want to see her somewhere. So even if I leave you, you know it has nothing to do with you. You know you love me wholeheartedly and you gave it your all. So if it has nothing to do with you. You're still enough. And you know you're enough because you did it with so much kindness.
Absolutely.
You know? So for me, these things happen because we don't have honest conversations.
Right. Because I'm just thinking, like, in 2022, right, we're still dealing with this. And it's like, what are we getting wrong?
Yeah.
Obviously, whatever we're doing now is not working, right?
Yeah.
The conversations we've been trying to have about it is not working. And I was thinking, like, it kind of gets into the psyche of, how do we define a relationship? What do we define as love in a relationship, right? Like, when you say you love someone, you know, what does that actually mean? Because love is not just, you know, when we're shagging, like you said, or when like we're traveling or etc.
Something that you
love
can't
is
change,
about, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and based on that, we end up in these situations where, because we say we love each other, I feel like, you know, if you do something that I don't like, or if you have your own opinion that's different from mine, then you don't love me.
You're disrespectful.
You're disrespectful.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, what drives a person that you say you love, or if you love someone, what drives you to actually be physical? Because love that's not love, right?
Yeah.
That's not an expression of I
can't
love
get
you.
Yeah,
See what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, I think we need to, as Africans, deal with our past traumas. And I like what you said, where it's like, know the person. Like, where do you come from? What's your history? What kind of family? Because that will tell you about the person that you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? If I
Yeah.
didn't have a dad, or if my dad was abusive with my mom, That is my DNA. That's my reference.
You know, exactly.
You see what I'm saying? And I think we don't have those honest conversations in our communities, and we don't pass that information down to the young ones because they don't even know what love is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then they end up in these situations where they think they're grown. No one can tell them anything. But you already have this messed up DNA of what commitment and love and all of those things are. So I know we're running out of time, but just to touch on something I'm sure that's also important to you, like the sanitary pads for women and stuff like that. Like, how's that project going and what kind of inspired it as well?
So with Nkanyezi Foundation, well, when they started the foundation, they actually started the foundation in 2020 as well. And it was funded by Ntsigi and Uwantili. You know, two amazing human beings. You know, I'm actually glad I actually met them. So when they started the foundation, it was to also fight like social ills through like local area outreach projects. You know, so when we collaborated, we decided, okay, because we know more about books and literature, and you guys have more connections about having a database on who needs food parcels, who does this, and who you know. So we decided, no, let's come together and fight the social ills together, but let's not just feed the stomach.
Absolutely.
Let's feed the mind too. You know, and and that's where the collaboration.
Okay, super. How can people find you, like on socials and, you know, to get involved if they want to support that project? If they
be part of the Clique.
The Clique.
I'll be part of the Clique. So a quick one. We actually have an event on June 16.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's a school uniform drive. So people are more than welcome to come through and donate like old school, not really old school shoes, but like, you know, shoes that people can still use and kids can still wear, you know. And we collaborated with Box Shop. So it's going to be happening at Vilagazi Street. So if you want to be part of the book club, you can find us on Instagram. Under Clique Book Club _SA. And then on Facebook, it's just Clique Book Club SA. But remember, the membership is not automatic. So you're going to be screened.
How long does that screening process
We got that message. Allowed in there.
And we're not included. So, gents, this is not for us.
Just relax. For women at the moment. So you drop us a DM. We'll we have a WhatsApp number. And then we'll like call you or send you an email as well. Asking you to fill in our questions, a questionnaire, and then come back. We call you and then we screen you.
Hey guys, thank you so much for joining the Dread Avenue podcast. We do appreciate your continued support. Unfortunately, we had to end the episode due to power cuts in South Africa, but we'll definitely make sure that we have Wewe joining us again. So until then, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let's keep driving this conversation. We do appreciate your support. Until then, cheers.